What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Kevin and Zach React. The Baltimore Orioles fall to the Texas Rangers 3-2 to drop the series finale, but they do get the series win. Oh boy, what a day. Let's jump right into it, and I am joined, of course, as always, with my co-host, Kevin Ostraker. Kevin, how we doing?
You know, these guys just don't want me to eat my spicy ramen. They take 2 out of 3 every series, and they drop the finale. It seems like more often than not. So spicy ramen holds off, but you know what? You take 2 or 3 10 times out of 10, and they almost found a way to pull this one off, but just not enough.
Did we think anything else? One, let's just talk about Anthony Santander. It felt like his first 2 balls should have been home runs. He was just making good contact all day. You almost felt like something was coming. That was why I really wanted Adley to be able to work a walk, get Tony up there as the tying run. I believe it was in the 6th or 7th. That would have been nice. But yeah, the Orioles lose. Kind of just same old, same old. They get 2 runs off via the home run, and they go 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Kevin, I know not going to be a long one today, but let's break down this a little bit. What are your kind of thoughts?
Yeah, again, Dean goes 5 1/3, gives up the 3, struggle with the walks a little bit, which, again, these Orioles pitchers with these walks recently just can't seem to get out of their own way sometimes. But just, chalk it up to untimely hitting, bad luck, and you still got Colton, who's on a hot streak, which I like to see that. And I know you're kind of thinking, well, what in the world do they do with this guy? Because talking about where's his place, well, he certainly is. Coming into his own. And then the thing that I'm interested in is and we talked about it before the break, but how the Adley James McCann situation looks over these next maybe 2 weeks, kind of see if they maybe move more towards Adley as a catcher and less McCann. Obviously, McCann caught today, went 0 for 3. But as we kind of get these lineups later in the season, I know we've talked about it. I'd definitely like to see more Adley catcher, and you can throw another quality bat in there at DH.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. It's really interesting to see, and I'm kind of intrigued as we go down the rest of the year to see kind of I would like to see Adley hit more in that 75% range of catching. Right now it feels like it's almost 50-50. Seeing a lot of comments. Yes, do not worry. The Yankees did lose. I was hate watching, so don't you worry. That happened. It was magnificent. Also, it's been a hell of a time to hate watch the Red Sox the past 2 games. So big moves in the hate watch, part of the show. Happy about that. Let's go 1 up, 1 down real fast. Kevin, who you got?
For my 1 up, I'll give it to Colton. Going 2 for 4 today. Tony could have had 3 homers, but I think Colton, to me, it's good to see him get back into some level of a groove. Now he has to keep it up, obviously. I know after his torrid start to the year, it's kind of been down for him. But if he can get something going, it just gives the Orioles another bat that they can throw out there and just adds to their platoon of guys where, again, it seems like hopefully he'll get more opportunities. I know I've been talking about him kind of getting an unfair shot with the lineups and the pitchers that he goes up against. But Colton getting back into a groove is big, and I hope he can continue it.
Yeah, if I didn't go, I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit and say Tony, just because just incredible swings on the ball all day. When he's hot, he can legitimately carry this offense. We've seen it for multiple stretches throughout this year. I feel like it's just you have to give the man credit. It feels like when he's hot, there's no one that can get that man out. Let's go the 1 down. Should we just say it's the runners in scoring position? Because I feel like it's just like you were not winning ball games. You lose 1. Man, this is an annoying game because it was only 1 pitch. Like it was Dean Kramer gives up the 3-run home run. Obviously, you could say the same thing if you're the Rangers. It's the 1 pitch to Tony. but it really did feel like this game was there for the taking, especially. Felt like Dean, this is a start you take from Dean 9 times out of 10. You know,
Yep.
a great start, exactly what you wanted from Dean Kramer today. Orioles offense couldn't get it done. Simple as that. Off day tomorrow, you just hope to regroup and get back at it. I would feel a lot more disgusted with this game if the Orioles not already won the series.
Agree. And also, if we hadn't seen what we saw from them over the first 2 games on offense, where if we had kind of gotten back to the games and they were still struggling and they weren't getting guys in and they maybe lost, like maybe they split the first 2 or something, then it would be like, okay, did the break really help anything? Like they're still going through what they're going through. So let's, if we're the Orioles here, let's not make this a trend, right? Let's go back to the first 2 games and let's get that offense. But still, it's like, it's still persisting, man. And I'm just like, it's going to happen like every couple, games, maybe a couple weeks. Like you're not going to just be perfect and never have this happen. But I don't know. I'm not hitting the panic button right now. I mean, hopefully they can continue out of the All-Star break.
We talked about this going in the pregame show for on the Ryan Ripken show on Thursday. We talked about. We said, hey, if you can take 2 of 3 in this series, that's a damn good job
For sure.
It's at this point where sweeps are cool. Sweeps are a lot of fun. You get a lot of joy. Kevin eats spicy ramen if we get sweeps.
Exactly.
Supposedly, it's when we had the pickle one, the Orioles were sweeping teams left and right.
I know. They heard me with that one, man.
Suddenly we go to ramen. The Orioles don't want to sweep anyone, but that's besides the point. You take this any day of the week. If you go into Texas after the All-Star game, you take 2 of 3. Now you have to go take 2 of 3 against the Marlins at least.
Yeah.
At least.
If you don't get 2 of 3 against the Marlins, that is a pretty big disappointment. I just one of those games you just chalk it up, say whatever. We had a lot of those before the break, but I do, Laura, I do agree with this. A win on a day that the Yankees lose, of course, you want to get that game in the standings. And the Yankees again are blessing the Orioles with these losses while they're also
how
losing.
are we 2 games up? Like it's just it's crazy. Orioles also now officially are 30-22 at home and 30-17 away. So I guess we technically are better on the way, win percentage wise.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's a sweep. We haven't brought out the brooms in a while. So
we haven't, dude. It's kind of annoying. Like you can't be upset when a team's not sweeping because like if we take 2 of 3 of every series, like I will take that any damn day of the week. Like I'm never gonna be upset about the Orioles taking a series, especially against the reigning World Series champions. Like look at their record, call it what they is, but like they're the defending World Series champions. Yeah. They have still proven to be a damn good baseball team. Kevin, I've yet to sleep.
Yeah, that is crazy, by the way. It was so you did softball without sleeping. How'd that go?
Yes. I just first base coached. Okay. But like it was one of those things where my boy was in from the Navy, and we were hanging out, and once it got to like 5 a.m. and I had to be up for softball at 7, there was just you had to ask yourself questions of
so like, is it even worth it at that point?
Yeah, like I was doing more damage if I would have just went to bed. So I did one of those. I laid on the couch for like 15 minutes, and then I skedaddled to a softball. Swallowed the hull. Went 2-0 today though. So
very good.
Yeah,
very good.
So I guess we're closing in on. Gosh, I don't even know how long I've been up at this point.
Jeez.
It's 30 some hours. But it was fun. It's worth it. The Orioles, while I've been up, I've experienced an Orioles win, an Orioles loss. Just a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot, man. But all right, I gotta head out now because I got a bunch of locked on stuff. I will give a prop though because I didn't give one last night. I didn't really prepare for this, but I have the Orioles 30th anniversary infield dirt here.
I love it.
So I'm not. It's in a jar here. The electric thing would be if I poured it all over myself, but I'm not going to do that. That's that level of cleanup would be not fun. So 30th 30th anniversary dirt. Maybe if we're still going, I'll pop back in if I have time, right around 6 or so. I don't know if you're going to go that long, but
yeah, I'm not. We'll see how long this goes. With Kevin, I might need to sleep soon.
Yeah,
but it's been good. It's been good. I'm glad you got the prop in anyway.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'll be back, or at least I will be if you're still going. So, all right.
Yep. All right, Kevin. Yep. We will catch you. So, I'll go into a little bit deeper into my 1-up, 1-downs. Obviously, I talked about Tony, but I do want to talk a little bit more about Colton Cowser because, man, if Colton Cowser just decides like starting halves, like how that first half he started off just hot. Dude was hot as hot can be. That first month obviously wins Rookie of the Month. Maybe, just maybe, we can get a little bit of that magic going back for Colton Cowser. He has a 3-game hit streak now, hits in 4 of his last 5 games. It really is a situation where, and I've talked about this, I've screamed it from the mountaintop for Lord knows how many episodes. When you look at the man's metrics, Colton Cowser should be a stud. Like you look at hard hit percentage, whiff percent, like everything that you want out of a hitter, he's barreling up the baseball. He's having hard contact. It's just unlucky right now. And you really hope that he is able to find some sort of consistency because, man, this offense is so much better when Colton Cowser is going. Now let's talk about the 1 down I talked about. This team relies on the home run ball. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call it like it is. Let's tell it like it is. This team right now, and really for the majority of this season, has not had the ability to score without using the long ball. It's just an unfortunate fact. And is that the worst thing? No. We've talked about on the show the past, I believe, 3-4 World Series winners have all scored a majority of their runs via the home run. So it's not impossible to be a home run hitting team and go win the World Series. The issue is when you're not hitting home runs and you're going 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position in a game you lose by 1 run. I mean, it really is just frustrating. I think that's the best word to put it. It's frustrating because we've seen the same things, it feels like, over and over and over again. It feels like Groundhog Day at times. Get guys on base, get them in scoring position, one or no outs, can't get them in. Get a guy on base, he gets in scoring position, can't get him in. It's hard to win games if you're not hitting with runners in scoring position. That's just the name of the game. You have to score runs. And how do you score runs if you are not hitting the long ball? You hit with runners in scoring position. So let me real quick. I'm trying to where is it? Yeah, okay, so here we go. Oh, no, that is not what I needed. Hold up. Everyone calm down. So, Jorge Mateo 0 for 2, McCann 0 for 2, Rutschman 0 for 1, Cowser 0 for 1, men in scoring position. So, let's also talk about this. Obviously, if you're going to have 6 at-bats with runners in scoring position, I think it's very fair to say the Orioles would not have liked 4 of those to come from Mateo and McCann combined. It's just not the situation that you want those guys hitting in when you're not getting run production in, when you're only relying on the home run ball, when you have those few opportunities with runners in scoring position. You want the Adleys, you want the Gunners, you want the Tonys up right now because those are the guys who have consistently gotten these guys in. When push came to shove, no matter how bad this team was struggling, those were the guys that you could rely on. Once again, it's just great seeing Heston Kjerstad, honestly, in this lineup. Concussions are such a scary thing, and head injuries, you never really know how that's going to impact someone. So just every day he can continue to get into the game. It helps. It really does. It makes me feel better, if I'm being honest. Like it gets to a point where hopefully over the next few days we really start seeing Kjerstad kind of get back in the swing of things. I'm not expecting much, especially in this series, from Heston Kjerstad. I think now that we're going to Miami, maybe we see him in the lineup more. Maybe we see him getting a few consecutive starts, but I think they are, for the time being, going to take it a little bit slow with Kjerstad. Everyone's favorite Baltimore Orioles bullpen piece, Brian Baker, 1 2/3, no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Brian Baker, man. Brian Baker. I know. We don't want Brian Baker in a massive situation. But has Brian Baker kind of impressed? In the comments, I know I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the hate. In the comments, what is your trust? We'll say trust. What is your trust in Brian Baker right now, 1 through 10? If it's a low leverage situation, I'm trusting Baker right now. I'm seeing some people in the comments. Yeah, how about Burch Smith? How about that guy, Burch Smith? 1 pitch. It's all it took. All it took was 1 pitch. Burch Smith is slowly becoming that guy. That I feel like Orioles fans are going to really start to get behind. I don't want to say, cheer for. I think we cheer for everyone, but I think he's someone that Birdland's going to really enjoy every single time he's out there. He just impresses me. I absolutely love his ground ball rate. I love that he gets strikeouts when he can. Burch Smith, I'm gonna say it, guys. Burch Smith has been impressive to me. Like, we made jokes about Burch Smith when he first got called up of who is Burch Smith? What is this guy? Is he going to help at all? Burch Smith has been a damn good pickup so far for the Baltimore Orioles. So does that mean we don't trade for anyone at the deadline? Absolutely not. This team needs bullpen help. I'm not saying that these guys are the solution, but I don't think they're part of the problem. I really enjoy Burch Smith, and let's talk about Keegan Aiken as well. Only gives up the 1 hit, gets the 1 strikeout. This Orioles bullpen, man, it's frustrating because obviously you have the big slip-ups with Kimbrel. You've had the 3-run home run against the Yankees. You've had the blown saves. But this bullpen is not as bad as people think. I'm telling you, this bullpen is not as bad as people think. Once again, so we are clear, this team needs bullpen help at the deadline. But so does every other team that sees themselves as contenders. There is not a single team out there right now who believes that they can go win it that would not add bullpen pieces. So they're going to go get more pieces. I think they go get at least 1. But this bullpen, man, I mean, day in and day out, especially in low leverage situations, they've got guys. It's the high leverage situations that they find themselves really just in tough situations. That's where you see the Kimbrel blown saves. We've seen Yennier Cano have tough outings in the late innings. So they have to go get someone who can be another stabilizer late in games. But this middle bullpen is not as bad as people are saying. This middle bullpen is nowhere close to as bad as people are saying. Brian Baker, Keegan Aiken, and Burch Smith, perfect examples today. Are they going to go out there and win you a World Series because they're going to close out Game 7? No. That's not who they are. But if you get these guys in situations where they can go out there, not mop up duty per se, but in situations where it's maybe a 2-3 run game, you need an out or two. These are guys I trust. Still need that big guy. I still would like the big closer, but the middle relief is not something I'm too worried about, especially if you're able to get a guy like Danny Coulombe back from the IL in September. Man, I know we didn't have the game last night, so I'm also trying to a little bit go through. We didn't have the post game show last night, so I'm kind of going over a little bit of yesterday's game as well. So the Orioles in that game, 8-4 was a lot more fun. Obviously, Mullins homers, Westberg homers, O'Hearn homers. You get the point. This team hits home runs. If they're not hitting home runs, they're not scoring. It's the same day, same cause, same frustrations. This team doesn't seem to score runs if they don't hit home runs. Is that sustainable? We'll see. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say this team can't win ball games relying on the home run. But I'm not also going to sit here and say it's not frustrating to watch them go 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position in a game that, I mean, was this game today just not a classic? Why are we in this game? This was just a classic Baltimore Orioles. Why are we in this game? It was 3-0. It honestly felt like after starting 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position, you were just like, okay, game over. Game over. Done. 3-0. Throw it out. And then we do this annoying shit. Of course, Tony goes yard. Of course, it's a 2-run homer. Of course, now the tying run is up at the plate for the rest of the game. It just feels like we can never escape this. Even when I just become like, accept that we're having a loss, accept we're having a bad game, they just simply never quit. They find a way to bring it within one, get that tying run up to the plate, and every time they draw me back in. Every single time. Just when I give up on the game, just when I'm completely out of it, they draw me back in every single time. This team does not quit. This team does not quit. Even in a game like today where there was no momentum, absolutely no momentum, I honestly felt like the Orioles hit like 7 home runs between Tony's 2 warning track shots, the Mountie warning track shot. If the ball's not flying, the Baltimore Orioles aren't scoring. And that's an unfortunate reality that they are going to have to deal with and that they're going to have to improve on. You know, me and Kevin have sat here for weeks now, almost a month, probably over a month. It's so much fun when this team is hitting home runs. It's so much fun when this team is hitting home runs. They're the most electrifying team in all of baseball. One of the most electrifying teams in all of baseball when they're hitting the home run. But when that ball ain't flying, when that ball is not flying, it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch. You know, 0 for 6, I think they were on that 1 for 36 streak with runners in scoring position going into the All-Star break. It's just been tough. Like, they need some sort of to get out of this funk. When Kevin rejoins, maybe in a little bit, we can talk about potentially Kobe Mayo. Jackson Holliday's getting hot. Like, there are answers for this offense in the minor leagues. I know some people are on the train of this team needs a bat. I just don't see it happening. I don't see the Orioles making a trade for a bat at this deadline. I just don't see it making sense where in a situation where the Baltimore Orioles are trying so hard to find ways to get guys at bats, and they have more guys that they need to get at bats than they have at bats. You know, we talk about Kirstead. We talk about the Cowsers. We talk about Stowers. We talk about Mayo. We talk about Norby. There's already so much maneuvering around that the Orioles have to do to try to get these guys in. It just makes no sense in my eyes to go acquire a bat. I think you have Jackson Holliday heating up. Jackson Holliday, I think, is going to contribute in this second half. Kobe Mayo is just every single baseball that is thrown in that man's vicinity, he puts out of this world. The man is on fire. You go online every other day. Every other day, the dude is hitting an absolute bomb. So I think reinforcements are coming in from that aspect. I'm not concerned about going to acquire a bat. Daniel saying, I'm honestly shocked Mayo and or Holiday wasn't called up during the break. So not necessarily Holiday for me. So Holiday is kind of still in rehab right now. He's getting back into playing second base as he rehabs his elbow. So I understand why Holiday's not. I think, honestly, Holiday we could see in the next month, especially if he keeps hitting this way, especially if the elbow continues to get stronger and he gets better and more comfortable at second base throwing with that issue. I think we see him within the next month. I think we see Kobe Mayo soon. I think we see Kobe Mayo very soon. I don't know what else he has to prove. What else does the man need to do in AAA to prove that he's ready? It's nothing. We saw him last year. We saw him last year in AAA absolutely smoke the cover off the baseball. We saw him in spring training against major league talent, smoke the cover off the baseball. He goes back to AAA, smokes the cover off the baseball. Potentially could have gotten called up. I think if Kobe Mayo doesn't have that rib injury, he's probably on this team right now. That's the unfortunate truth. Thank Kimball. Was the show on last night? No. So we had some technical difficulties last night. Hand up. I was no help. I was absolutely no help last night. So we had technical difficulties. We were not able to go live last night, but we will be back on our normal schedule from here on out. Obviously, today is probably going to be a little shorter of an episode just because me and Kevin are running around. I have not slept in 30 hours, and honestly, vibes can only take us so far, people. The vibes can only take us so far. We got to get a quick nap in probably before this hate watch of the Red Sox. So we'll probably do that, But yeah, sorry. Apologies on behalf of me and Kevin for not going live last night. Technical difficulties, stuff got in the way, and I was in no way, shape, or form available to help them. I'm just going to be honest. So it's the Orioles are still 2 games up. Let's talk about the positives. The Orioles are still 2 games up despite the struggles. Despite in a lot of ways, you kind of feel like they shouldn't be 2 games up. You feel like they've struggled in ways where most teams in most situations would not find themselves in first place in the American League East, which is kind of seen. It's weird. The American League East is like going into this year, it was supposed to be this juggernaut. they kind of fell off, and like even the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Rays, everyone was just bad. Like besides the Yankees and Orioles, everyone else was just bad. Now the Rays are climbing back up to 500. Actually, I think they just hit 500 with this win against the New York Yankees today. Let me double check that. Yeah, they went above 500. So they are now 50-49. Rays are above 500. Obviously, we know the Boston Red Sox are absolutely streaking right now. They are hot as hot can be. Guess going into this Dodgers series, but the Dodgers have thankfully taken care of them a little bit, taking the first 2 games. Yeah. So, gotta be honest, guys. It's a shorter episode. It's a Sunday. Vibes are vibing. You know, Orioles lose the series finale. It wasn't what we wanted. Obviously, you want to see a sweep, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to be upset with the Orioles taking 2 of 3 against the defending World Series champions at their house, especially with the way the O's were playing before this deadline or before this All-Star break. This break was massive because, man, that would have just sucked. If the Orioles, let's even say they lose Sunday, Verdugo catches that ball with 99% catch probability, it just completely changes the outlook on this season. You know, it does. So I think that's going to do it for today's episode of the Kevin and Zach React post-game show. Shorter episode today with just us running around and everything. We will be back tomorrow. It is an off day, so no Kevin and Zach React. However, we do have the Ryan Ripken show going live tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. We have a few cool guests. I think more media people that I hope you all will enjoy hearing the insights from. So should be a fun one. Short episode today. Yankees lose, and that's why. I mean, come on, people. Come on, people. If we're ending it one way, we got to get the vibes back on our way out. And there's only one way to do it, baby. Yankees lose. Da, 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 Yankees lose. Da, 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 Yankees lose. At least the goddamn Yankees lost. That's all we can do. That's all we can be happy about right now. Orioles lose 3-2, drop the series finale to the New York Rangers. Man, I'm thinking hockey. To the Texas Rangers. My mind is everywhere, people. To the Texas Rangers. They do complete the series win, however. Hey, man, at the end of the day, that's all you can take. That's all you can ask for from these guys. So enjoy your Sunday. Red Sox Dodgers coming on in about an hour. It's going to be electric. It's going to be electric. Shohei Ohtani, go Dodgers, baby. Go Dodgers. Give us a little bit of room against these Red Sox. So go hate watch that. I will be most likely hate watching that if I'm not asleep. But yeah. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. I see a few things about the Ravens training camp. Yes, Ravens training camp did pick up today, actually yesterday. So we'll be talking about all of that and a lot more tomorrow on the Ryan Ripken Show. Once again, that will be at 4:30-ish. I say ish because, like, let's be real. We know we don't start on time a lot. So appreciate everyone to tune in, and that will do it for another episode of Kevin and Zach Reacts. We will be back on Tuesday after the Orioles take on the Miami Marlins, and until then, we will see you tomorrow live on the Ryan Ripken Show. I will catch you guys.